Good afternoon and welcome to Titan Talk. All right, guys. Hey, it is Friday the 11th. It is the weekend before the day of my vacation starting. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video. You've got myself, Lieutenant Coop, our local talent, Lieutenant McFarland, and we decided to drag in with us our Chief of Security, Josh Leon, and we kind of dragged him into this. It was great.
Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there.
Thank you very much for your service.
Appreciate your service, guys. Wouldn't be here without you.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a graphic content. You guys can see it's a reaction video. This is a police shooting video. So for those of you...
I want to talk about range stuff first.
We will.
Okay.
Before we do that, obviously Leon wants to talk about range stuff.
I want to talk about range stuff first.
But when we get to that, it'll be a fun little one. So sit, join, and we'll have some fun.
But
so,
I want to talk
Leon,
about range stuff first.
Let's talk about some range stuff.
Is Leon going to talk about range stuff?
I don't know. I think he's going to.
So, hey, Ryan and I just got back from range, and there was something I noticed, and I think it's a good rule for everybody who's in our ARM program. There was a couple strings of fire out at range where, you know, Lieutenant McFarland was having the guys come from low ready instead of from the holster like I do sometimes, or he just was, there were little things that were different. And I had a first initial want to kind of change it and say, no, do it my way. But then I started thinking of when Coop is teaching out at range and he was so much trying to stick to a certain script and get that script perfect. And what I coached him on is I said, no, don't worry about the script being perfect. What we need them to do is we need them to be safe and we need them to comprehend the instructions given by the instructor. And I think it's such a good point to bring home with our officers to know when you go to KCPD, or if you're shooting with Lieutenant Coop instead of with me or with Tom, or you're shooting with Lieutenant McFarland, be safe and do what the instructor is asking you to do. And I think that ability to take the information in and then regurgitate it in the way that instructor wants it to happen is a recipe for success at KCPD, because they have so many different instructors who might have some different idiosyncrasies to their instruction style. And what we're asking you to do is as always, be safe. But two, do what the instructor's asking you to do and be able to navigate different instructors. And so that's just one little thing I wanted to bring up.
Well, it's a cool piece too, because like you said, I've been 5 years now, and I don't think they've ever taught the course the same.
So I've been going.
Every instructor is different. They have things that you can tell they are more picky about than others. The last one I went a year ago, because I'm getting ready to requal, you know, they allowed neck shots, and that's never happened before. And so it's just being able to be adaptable and have different pieces from us and be able to still perform accurately and safely. That's just a recipe.
Or like
for
Tommy
success.
says, you know, don't let a difference in word usage, don't let a difference in a tiny detail of instruction completely get you out of your game. You know, if you're using a sports analogy, because somebody's got a different approach towards the line or whatever, you can't let that get you out of your game plan. You have to stick with your game plan. And if your game plan is to be safe, to show good comprehension, and to be able to regurgitate what was given to you, then I think you're going to be highly successful.
Cooking with peanut oil.
Oh, as much as it'll change, because going on with that Casey Mill range, it'll change probably every 2 years.
Sure.
And they won't really update anything. So if you can't adapt and overcome on that, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot.
Yeah. There's just no way for us to guess what, 20 different instructors are going to, and what word usage they're going to use, what verbiage they're going to use, and
tap, rack, roll.
Yeah,
tap, roll, rack.
Yeah, it's just, so that's just one thing I wanted to get by, because I had the tendency to where I wanted to interrupt Ryan when he was teaching. I was like, "What are you doing?" No, it's fine. He's giving them instruction and they're following. That's the piece we're looking for.
Great instruction today, by the way, for myself.
We're commending ourselves now.
Hold on. Pat your own back again. I want everybody to see that.
Yeah.
So, Billy, to answer your question, it fluctuates. So they say that it can creep up a little bit higher into the neck area. The last time I went, it wasn't there. So you couldn't creep into the neck. But we have officers that will come back from KCPD and go, yeah, I got him right square in the trachea right there in the middle, and they counted it, where normally they wouldn't count that shot. So it's it's one of those things that it will change from instructor to instructor. out
The
there. And I
last
think
thing
that-
an officer should come back to us to do and say is this. Well, you said it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should never come back to us and say that.
Yeah.
What you should come back to us and say, I was unable to navigate the differences in instruction, and I need to be prepared for those variables.
Or they come back to us and say, "Hey, your guys' testing was harder."
was harder.
Yeah.
'Cause
that's the best
That way we
that's
know.
the
Yeah,
best
that
one.
way we
Yeah.
know you're prepped. We do that
Yeah.
on, and I tell that to every class I have out there. I say I'm more strict, not because I want to be that guy, but because I know what you guys are going into, and I don't want you playing around with puppies and then get thrown in with the wolves, because they have a job to do. They want to keep their city safe. They have officers that their best interest is for. And they want to make sure people carrying a gun in their city are safe. And so I completely understand. So that's why we test harder and we instruct better than I would say most other companies, because we want our guys to succeed.
I know that if you can pass
it's
my,
not more than most other companies. We instruct better than
it's
all
every-
other companies.
so
There you
it's
go.
one of those.
I was waiting for you to say it, not
Oh, yeah.
me.
I
No,
know.
I'll say it. I'll say it.
I agree with
and
100%.
you guys can welcome to the show whoever wants to argue that.
Yeah, let's go.
And take the track record. I am more than. I'm not going to go Ric Flair on you guys very often, but on our training division, I absolutely will.
Absolutely.
Come see me. Yeah.
So it's one of those
I'm more
that-
than happy.
It's one of those that we know that as long as you can pass our stuff, because it's more difficult and there's more to it.
Yeah.
I know that you're going to get through that KCPD or that other
Yeah.
other city that has that testing, because you went through ours and it's more difficult. So that's why ours is always going to be that way. So we can make sure that it's like that.
All right, we doing.
So we're going to do this video now.
All right.
Enhance.
I am so when I find Ryan Patton for the song that he's put in my head, I'm just it's over for him.
Oh, and I wanted to put it on the air here today because it was told to me by one of the officers today that the reason why they joined Titan is because of our podcast.
Yeah.
So I felt pretty cool about that. And, the
And
officer,
it was
he's
not
a
an
squirt-
instructional video. It was the podcast.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
He was and he's a squared away cat.
He did
He
great,
knows who he
fantastic.
is. Yeah,
Yep.
he's
Yep.
a good shot. And
Yep.
he's a good addition to the team. So it's really cool to kind of see the fruits of our labor here.
Yeah.
Like labor. I mean, we enjoy doing this, but
Yeah, it's like you're digging a ditch. Poor soul.
110 degrees,
Yeah.
get pooped on by birds while
Yeah.
you're 5 foot under the ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Have another sip of your beverage there.
This is nice, ice
All right,
cold,
so-
purified water.
Here comes this video. This is, as you can see in there, it's body cam footage from a man pulling out a pistol and open firing on the officers.
Okay.
Enhance. This is graphic content, so if you're not comfortable, please turn away.
Get out of the parking lot. Spun his tires.
Does it say where this is?
They're lit up, still on the surface.
I think it does later. I don't remember.
Okay, I'm just filler commentary.
He is not moving around.
And again, guys, if you need me to pause, let me know.
He's looking down a little.
Houston.
What's up, brother? Hey, how you doing? You in park? Is this your truck? How long you been having it? Since how long? Alright, you got driver's license on you, buddy? Where you headed to? Right now. What? Oh, alright, where at?
Not to be nitpicky, but it looks like he's a little too far into that window for my comfort level, especially knowing this is going to be a graphic video.
We know that. He doesn't.
No, exactly, but that's why you don't go up into it. Like, he's got a partner, which makes me feel better.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. Let's get that ID.
I can't see what you're eating for, man.
Oh, no, yeah, okay. You don't have the ID on? Here, why don't you do me a favor, take off your seatbelt and stand out. Did you just hit me? Look at me. Take off your seatbelt. Are you questioning me? I'm telling you to take off your seatbelt and step out. Why don't we do this? Put your hands. Alright.
Oh, hit him.
I've been hit! I've been hit!
Partner, are you good? I've been hit! God damn it. I've been hit! Where are you hit? He's down. He's down. Femur! Fuck. Hey! Femur! Get him in the back of my truck! No! Tourniquet! We need a tourniquet now! I've been hit. Jared! Fuck, I got it. Hey, I'm bleeding a lot. He's high up.
Okay, so
Yep.
before I continue from here, do you guys want to rewatch that part?
No.
No.
Okay, because from this part here, that's exactly what it's going to do. Is it's going to show that portion again?
Nope. Those don't ever get easier, do they?
No, nothing about that will ever
No.
get easier.
Man.
So, reactions.
Well, again, this.
He was doing everything right, man.
Yeah.
We can be nitpicky and,
Right,
and say
and I mean, we
this,
have to be.
and even the officer's verbiage where he said he was so smooth. The officer says, "Hey, man, I can't see what you're reaching for."
Right.
I mean, just how classy
And that was it.
and smooth. That's a chess player.
That came
you
from his
know?
partner in the passenger side when he
Yeah.
opened the door. He goes, "Hey man, I can't see what you're
Whoever
reaching for."
said it, it's just. I mean, it wasn't overly officer aggressive. It was very letting you know, hey, you're making me nervous a little
Right.
bit. He didn't even inflectuate his voice or anything like. It was just very, very calm. And it was letting the person know, hey, it's making me uncomfortable that I can't see what you're reaching for. Just some really fantastic,
Good verbiage.
yeah,
Good
fantastic
level.
stuff.
Nothing too extreme there where he's angry or yelling. And that was one of the things I like about this video is it shows with good training, these guys are very calm. They're
Well,
very
you said-
collect. They're talking very reasonably to him, and they're saying, "Hey, this is what's going on. This is what we need."
And even to touch on training, when he got shot and fell to the ground, he was still returning fire from a laying down position. He's still engaging and staying in the fight. We talk about that at range all the time. God forbid a situation like this were to happen to one of our guys or one of us. You got to stay in that fight. It's that's what keeps you alive. He got shot in the femur. He's reconstructive surgery and probably long road to recovery, but what kept him alive is his willingness to stay in the fight. And I mean, it's just, that one stung, but it's good to see that, the right thing being
the
done
right
there.
training.
Well, God damn it, these kids. Thank you, thank you for what you guys are doing out there because that sucks and
All over probably a traffic ticket.
Yeah, and
Again,
it's
that's
just
what I don't I'll never understand that.
the job that you guys do and that our officers do, and making an approach. And not knowing what you're walking up with, a big old bullseye on your vest, a big old bullseye on your uniform, and it just is. Man, that doesn't ever get easier. That took my breath away. I can't stand that stuff, and it just. So I mean, you guys saw me. I jumped.
real quick.
I was just like,
came out of nowhere.
So real-
Because we knew it was
so
coming.
real-
you knew it
That's
was
the worst
coming, and
part.
so it's in your gut.
You're right. I was
Yeah.
gonna say for real quick. So that camera doesn't work, just so you're aware, and that camera doesn't work with the overlay.
Yeah.
So they didn't see you. But guys,
You
I
guys did
I did.
that.
We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
So guys,
I
I,
saw it and heard it.
I need you
Yeah,
guys to
I
understand
saw it.
something. When he says that it got him,
Yeah,
it was a full physical jump.
He moved about a foot in the chair.
He completely
Yeah.
moved position from where he's sitting about a foot back.
It makes you jump back from
Yeah,
stuff.
and
Well,
it's
and that's
just-
a 30-year vet right there. That's
Because I
been
mean,
in
you're
that.
just
Yeah.
you're just like God, because
Well,
it makes you want to
it makes you
grab
want to
something.
lunge. Yeah, it makes you want to jump up and defend.
Yeah.
But
Got him.
we got
do we know is that kid okay?
gonna say
the
that's-
officer did survive.
Good.
Yeah, good.
The subject did as well. He lasted all of up until the hospital. Lasted another like 15 hours. They were in surgery, and then he didn't.
I'll reserve my comments. on
Yep.
But the officer did
It's
survive.
unfortunate,
They got
you
him
know.
to the hospital. A little bit after that, did a little quick surgery. Good to go. Didn't hit the artery.
Good.
It was a through and through.
Well, thank you,
Good.
young man. I appreciate it, and be safe, and
Yeah.
get through every shift safe, and man.
I mean,
you know.
the thing, obviously the being in situations like that and all that is awful. But what really sucks is he probably would have got a ticket, or maybe would have went and did a couple hours.
in today's world,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm
he
saying.
better
Unless
have
he's got
some
a bunch of
bodies
dead
on
bodies
his
in
mind.
the
Yeah.
trunk. Unless he's got a trunk full of bodies, I mean, they're gonna be like, "Hey, three hots in a cot, and you're out, and go fight that in court, dude." Just nobody needed to die or get shot in that situation.
What,
It's just
what's
it's
upsetting
so
about
unnecessary.
What's upsetting about that one is that's all they were pulling him over for was a traffic infraction.
So I was asked to review. This is years ago. I was asked to review a traffic stop, and when and I'm not going to mention any names or departments or anything like that, but the captain of that agency asked me to review a traffic stop, and in the traffic stop, this officer pulls over this vehicle, and you couldn't tell it was just bad lighting and they're in a bad parking lot and stuff like that. But when the officer got out of his vehicle, which is probably the reason for the stop in the first place, what you could see was that the vehicle had a piece of cardboard taped over the license plate. Usually a sign of
Something's not right.
Somebody's
doing something they shouldn't be doing.
There's some tomfoolery going on.
Yeah,
There.
and so the officer was so crazy because I could feel, and I'm not trying to give myself any credit here. We knew something bad was coming, and
Sure.
But you get that feeling in your gut, and you're like, when's it going to come? It's anticipation at the range.
Yep.
When's that bang going to come? When's
When's
that
it coming?
bang coming?
When's it gonna
Same
show up?
thing,
When's
and
the click?
and so
Yeah.
it was in my gut. But as I'm reviewing this for this other agency, when the officer, you can see him, he's walking up to the vehicle, just like this traffic stop here. He's walking to the vehicle, and he can see now that the tag has been deliberately covered up. There's no accident here. It's
Right.
been taped, and it's been covered up for a reason. And the officer puts his hand on his weapon and takes 2 steps back, which great instinct.
That's perfect instinct.
Probably
Amazing
gets Spidey
instinct.
sense going off there.
And then ignores it and takes his hand off the gun and continues his
Go with your gut, dude.
and
Go with
he
your gut.
continues his approach. Well, of course, sitting on the suspect's lap is a firearm because he had just done a robbery.
Yeah.
Doesn't end up shooting, has a happy ending, gets the suspect
Good.
into custody. But I remember talking to the dude, and because I'd known him for years, I said, "Man, you were right.
Your
Yeah.
instincts were
Your
right
instincts
on.
were right, dude.
And we got lucky.
Yeah, and we got lucky,
Right.
but man, you were right. And we say this when I used to teach Todd's class. I always say, people think that spidey sense or that feeling in your gut, it's reserved for our military personnel who we're celebrating today. We think it's reserved for cops. Or we think it's reserved for security officers or COs or whatever.
Right.
That's not true.
No.
It's reserved for everyone.
Yeah.
We as human beings just choose not to listen to them. And I would be interested to, if I was breaking it down with the two officers there, if they were walking me through it, if they
Did anything
if
seem
one of them
off?
would say if one of them said, hey man, it just took them too
Well,
long to pull
'cause
over.
I mean, I've had
I think the partner was
And that
he
was-
was
that
sniffing
was
that
exactly
trail.
it.
he
Yeah.
wanted it.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted a better sight on.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
He definitely
and so he
wanted
comes
a better
around
sight.
and so and like you said, it's a really good point you made, and this goes for every viewer watching. If you're walking to your car in a parking garage after you get off work, I don't care what profession, and you're like something feels off.
It
Go
is.
back
Something's
inside
wrong.
and
It
call.
is.
Yeah, go back inside. Call
had
a coworker, call a family member, say, hey, I want you to come with me and walk me to my car.
We
or
say that
whatever.
and here's the
we
thing.
say that in employee safety class.
All the time.
Anyone they've sent me to, I always say, guys, if you're guys and girls, sorry, if you're feeling it, you're right.
Yeah.
you're
We
right.
yeah.
We tell it to our clients.
Yeah.
If your store is leaving and you guys are getting ready to leave, and you walk out of the parking lot and you're like,
Something's
and
weird.
it could be not even closing time for the
Yeah.
for
The
the property. It
universe
could just
talking
be
to you.
your time to leave, and you get out to the party and you're like, man, something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Turn around, walk back in, and go, hey, real quick, can you walk me to my vehicle
Yeah.
because something's off.
Well,
I'd
how
rather-
would you like to be the flight instructor down in Florida years and years ago who said, "Yeah, I found it weird that they didn't want to learn how to land the planes."
Yeah, odd.
I mean, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's-
Hey, man, we need those
We-
spidey senses
Like
at work,
that's-
dude.
yeah.
Any
Seriously.
job, any profession, and just don't ignore those, because I'd rather you be wrong and do the right thing than push it and something bad happen to you or
Human
somebody
beings
else.
are so much more
Complex.
and in tune with other things that we don't give ourselves credit for.
a good point. Really good point.
Of picking up on vibes and stuff. But I obviously I have zero critique on those young men right there. God bless them and thank you for everything you do. I'm glad everybody's okay, and and you guys, everybody here, and everybody listen. Make sure that we're being careful out
Trust
there.
your
It's just-
instincts.
it's trust your instincts scares the hell out of me. And just as a last on that instincts part, trusting your instincts does not mean that I'm walking around every corner with my firearm out.
Yeah.
It does not mean that I am turning the dial to 15, even though the dial only goes to 10. Trusting your instincts means there's something feels wrong about this hallway. I'm going to get out of this hallway.
Yep.
You know, there's something feels wrong about this parking lot.
Divert.
I'm not.
Divert.
Yeah,
Yep.
Get away from it.
Yep.
Get away from it, and live to fight another day, and be safe. And but yeah, man, those young men are tough. That funnel right there is just a.
It's a tough position
spot.
to be
Yeah,
in.
Absolutely.
It's just, and it's unfortunate that people think that they need to go to that measure nowadays. Because, like you said, in today's day and age, it's a slap on the wrist. You're getting a ticket.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean-
they want you to go through the court process, pay a bunch of fines and fees, and then you're good, man. It's just don't.
I can think
It
of
just
so
makes
many.
me sick.
I can think of so many times that for a very long time, I probably shouldn't admit this on live, but for a very long time I was running with no registration on my vehicle.
Yeah.
Not my choice. I did everything I could to try and fix it. I couldn't do anything about it.
It was a rough circumstance that he was in.
And every time I got pulled over, I was usually either leaving work or going to work, and I had a firearm in the vehicle. I'm in, sometimes I'm in. If I'm on my way to work, I've got my uniform shirt on and stuff like that. There's a gun on my hip, and every time that it was a cop with a car with two cops in it, I'd always roll both windows down, and my hands were always up on the wheel. Everything's already in my hands.
Yep.
And every time the cop on the passenger side, or even the cop on the driver's side, when they'd see it, and they go, "Hey, is that loaded?"
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, sir, it is. It's not going to leave where it is. You beat me to the punch by about half a second, but it's there.
Yeah.
They pulled me over one time leaving a football game, and it was in the back seat. I rolled the back seat with the back window down. I was like, "Hey, just want to let you know, I just left work, loaded gun in the back of my car.
Sure.
Don't want you freaking out. Don't want you thinking about it.
Don't make them
It's
nervous.
there.
No.
It's
And every one of them was like, "Hey, you know what? Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate you doing that. You leave yours where it is. I'll leave mine where it is, and we'll both go home happy."
Yep.
There you go.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Tough job those guys are doing out there. Yeah,
It is. It's
absolutely.
not getting any easier.
No.
Veteran stories. You want me to do one?
Sure.
Okay. No, I thought that we
Yeah.
get that in being the day. So I'm going to do my. I was not in the military service, but obviously I have a lot of family, and so I just want to say thanks to a couple people. My grandfather, Joaquin Leon, flew a B-25 in World War II in Okinawa. And literally, part of that, the greatest generation ever, and helped save the world. And then he also ended up being a flight instructor, I think, at a different time of the war, different time in the war in Tunisia. And then all of his brothers there. My dad calls it the Mexican Saving Private Ryan because all the other it's Arturo, and then I can't remember everybody else. And now my dad's going to be yelling and screaming at me, but. Thank you to all those guys, and obviously my dad out of the Marine Corps. But I really appreciate everybody's service. So that's on everybody's mind heavy today.
You hit the nail on the head. That's the greatest generation, and unfortunately, both my grandfathers on my stepfathers and my mother's side have
Hold
since
on 1
passed.
second. Arturo, Romero, and Gustavo. There, Pop. Shut up. All right, go ahead. And Joaquin.
So both of them were they're both in the Pacific Theater. My grandpa on my stepdad's side, his battleship was sank. It was the USS Chicago, and then he ended up swimming, and his crew swam to the USS North Carolina, where that's retired now. The ship is, I believe, it's at port somewhere along the East Coast. And then on my grandpa on my mother's side, he was a POW in a Japanese POW camp
smokes.
for
Wow.
6 months. Ended up getting out of there, got shot a couple times, and they both
After
made
he
it
got out or before?
Before he got out, yeah,
Oh,
he got
dang.
shot and was a POW, and didn't really talk about that much. My
bet.
stepdad was in Vietnam and First Cavalry, Forward Observer. I my cousins in the Marine Corps. I got military all over the place. So thank you for all you guys do. You guys are some selfless people, and majority of all veterans are, and they're just we wouldn't be able to be in this air conditioned office having a good time.
Without
Reaching
you
out
guys.
without you guys. So thank you so much for everything you guys do and continue to do.
Yep.
Like I said, I've got family me and my oldest cousin, we're first generation out of the military.
Yeah.
My dad was in the military. My grandfather on my mom's side, my dad's dad was. We were the first generations out. And I've got cousins that serve. I've got some of my best friends are still in active military. Marines, Army, everything like that. I wouldn't know what to do without some of those guys that have been through that stuff, and they've helped me I would not do without them.
Yeah.
You know,
not to mention
they're
our Titan
great guys. You know,
and
and
not
they-
to mention all the Titan guys that serve for us still to this day. You
Yeah.
know, that are getting deployed. We just lost.
lost a guy to a-
Beatty
to a-
just got
that
deployed.
deployed.
And so hey, we got that big presence here. Lieutenant Voss and Lieutenant Brown just got that award for
Mm-hmm.
being military employers, and you know,
Voss was in the military.
yeah, and Voss
Yeah,
also
Voss
is a
was.
Navy guy,
Navy.
right?
His son still is too.
Yeah,
I believe.
just got out,
Is
I
he?
think.
Or just good for him.
I think he
Good for him.
just got out. Yeah,
Good for him.
if I remember right. But no, we couldn't thank you all more for your service. And after a video like that, it's just a reminder. You know, just a reminder of the guys who stand in front of bad stuff. You know, and girls who stand in front of bad stuff, and we appreciate it.
we wouldn't be nobody out here would be able to do any of the things that we do without them. So
Yeah,
everything, you know,
absolutely.
thank everybody who made it back, and we thank everybody who did make it back, because you guys, without you guys, we wouldn't be who we are.
What direction do you guys have for the Titan team for the weekend? Weather's looking cold.
That's
Yes.
it. Weather is looking really cold.
It's 71 degrees when I walked to my car yesterday morning, and it was 27 when I walked to my car to leave the office.
Yeah.
So be sure to bundle up, stay hydrated, you know, and so when the weather changes drastically like that, you can see an increase in irritability out in the real
The bad
world.
weather.
So be careful with guys, you know, that are working some of those more active posts. You're going to have some aggravated individuals, especially ones that don't have a warm home to go into every night.
Yep.
So be aware that just the heightened level of vigilance when you're dealing with people that are staring down the barrel of the next 4 months of not having a home, and it's going to be cold.
And I
So-
know that some of our partners in the community are working diligently. Christy comes to mind of
course.
of trying to get warming
Warming
centers, and
centers,
stuff
yeah.
opened up as fast as we possibly can. But guys, those type of resources take time to set up. They just do.
Yeah, and it's a very tough industry and business to be in, and so just remember that. Have patience with everybody that's involved in that, because again, you treat people like human beings and you'll get treated the same. But when you put somebody in a situation like that where they know they've got a lot of cold nights coming ahead,
Yeah.
that irritability factor is going to be a
Sure.
little higher. So just
Yeah.
just be
absolutely.
careful, and stay vigilant out there.
You guys got football again? You guys all done?
Well, I'm leaving, so
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got
no
vacation.
football for me.
I wanna say it's probably
there's
a
not
week.
football this
Yeah,
week.
I don't think
tonight.
so.
Okay.
I believe they did their last game, which is, I think it is tonight, is in St. Louis.
Oh, okay, for
It's
state
their-
championship.
Yeah, I think it's championship. But we're not doing that one, obviously.
Sure.
But other than that,
Shout out to my wife. It's her birthday. Happy birthday. I love you.
Shanae, yeah, happy
Shanae.
birthday.
If
She
you're
does
watching this,
exist.
Shanae.
She
She
actually
does.
does exist for as long as Lieutenant McFarland has talked about her. I actually have met her on 4 or 5 different occasions. She exists. So after about a year, we were like, dude,
Come
she's-
on.
Yeah. she's-
Manti Te'o is what the guy.
I remember-
yeah.
I remember the
We're
first
gonna
time
walk
you-
in your house. There's gonna be a mannequin there. It's gonna be this whole weird thing, and I don't
No.
want to be a part of
If
it.
it wa-
I
if
remember
it
the first
wasn't-
time he was talking about her, and I think 6 months had gone by, and he keeps, she's mad at me, she's happy with me and all this other stuff, and I finally looked at him and said, I don't think you're married.
Yeah, we know
and
she doesn't exist.
he goes, what? And I go, I've never been invited to your house. I've never met your wife. I've never heard her on the phone. Like, I don't think she exists.
When I first
She's
walked into
real.
his house, first time I met her, I said, "You exist." I'm gonna cry.
I keep work and personal separate, but you guys became too much a family for me not to have
Yeah.
you over. So
I remember
No.
that, and you yelled that, she smiled, laughed, and she goes, what do you think, I didn't exist? Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I've been making
we
you
thought
up.
he was
Well,
crazy.
Yeah.
I would have had you guys come over and be like, "Here's my house. It's underneath the bridge, and she keeps my life together." So
Yeah, I expect to walk in and see Wilson from Castaway, with the little hand on it, So, that's Shanae, right?
Yep, no, she's real. But yeah, we'll do a little celebrate. I think next weekend we're gonna get all the family together and do stuff. So
Well,
good.
happy Veterans Day to everyone.
Yeah, thank you,
And,
guys.
I'm leaving. I've had
yeah,
enough-
this is the 5th Monday of this week.
I've
so
had
we're-
I've
It's
had
been a long week.
I've had enough of both of you. Joshua, I hope you have a fantastic vacation. I can't
Thank
think
you.
of anybody who's more deserving of one.
absolutely.
Even though I keep trying to back out of it.
Not gonna happen. We
So-
told you it's not allowed. We'll have so next week, Monday and Tuesday, we'll be on time this time because we don't have. They're already pre-recorded, so I don't have to step
Yep.
away from the controls for a little bit. And so
If-
we do apologize when we're not on time. Just understand that we're trying to make your lives easier and also make ours easier by keeping the thing held together with.
It would
duct
be
tape and
awesome to
glue.
say this was our whole day.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this was
yeah.
amazing.
We were just at range. So
Yeah, this
we
is
were
just the fun part.
freezing.
Yeah, but so there's gonna be 2 recorded episodes, Monday and Friday, so we will not be commenting live back to your comments, but we still want you to make comments if you have questions or anything, especially because we do cover some pretty sensitive or important information, at least I think on both of them.
Our Monday show is going to be the one that's kind of closest to us. It's going to hit home for most of us as some recent stuff. But that one going out is very near and dear to us. So when you guys watch that one, just pay attention. Keep everything in mind.
But don't be afraid to make comments just
Yeah.
because we're not going to be able to respond. Coop stays up on that, and he will double back over an old episode. And if you have like, hey, how do I get to this link or something, we will make sure
always
that we
go
clarify
back
that
and make
for you.
clarifications.
And then same with Friday. It's another one. They're both important ones, but yeah, one's a little more sensitive, and it's just something that a lot of us have gone through, and so we're here for each other. And with the holidays coming up, it's tough,
Holidays are always
dealing with loss and dealing with grief and stuff like that, or just financial struggles, whatever. Holidays are always tough, and so we want to help bring that network to you guys of, hey, this is what you need to do, or these are your options. We don't want to be pushy either, and so a perfect example. My wife loves decorating, and we go over
That's
it.
an
Some people
understatement.
hate decorating for the holidays. If she wants to do that and it makes her happy, go ahead, do it all day long, and I don't care how early we have Christmas lights up if it makes you happy, because it's not affecting me.
Going on decorating, we did a poll, and Leon.
Oh, yeah, what was the
Leon
end?
Leon didn't join us for this one. I was hoping he would comment on it and do it, but he didn't join. We did a poll about decorating for Christmas. Before.
I heard some of it. I didn't get a chance to. I am exactly like Ryan. I would never decorate anything. You guys have been to my house. You see
Yeah.
how little decoration there is. It's probably
Do you think it's acceptable to decorate?
it's
for
probably a
Christmas before?
sleeve of styrofoam cups and a hunk of Velveeta is what I decorate with. I am not a decorator, but I absolutely am. It warms my heart when I see somebody who does, and I think that's why. I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, me too.
I never would.
Yeah.
you know, and
That's
so,
a good point.
So I guess the
when somebody puts the effort to decorate early, I'm fine with it. I think it's.
So
cool.
let me ask you this, because the question on the podcast for that one was: is it okay to decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving,
turkey.
or do you have to decorate after Thanksgiving?
I think you're fine in my book as long as it's November.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
I agree.
Okay.
I
October's a little early because you still got that's two holidays.
Yeah, and also it doesn't Christmas and Thanksgiving seem to run together a little
It's- yeah.
bit because it's a wintertime holiday.
It's
a lot of
appreciation,
food,
family,
a lot of food related appreciation,
warm,
family. Yeah,
comfort foods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween. There's always something a little romantic about Halloween and Christmas, kind of together, like the Christmas. What's the Christmas story? Or not Christmas Story. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
They've Tim Burton kind of put it,
Kind of morphed them.
Put
Yeah.
it, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit there, but as far as a lot of Christmas decorations, I'm with you. November 1st, I'm happy you want to pull the tree out of the attic and we'll put
Yeah,
it together.
I'm good with
and,
that.
And on the flip side too, if you don't want to decorate because
decorate.
it's tough, then don't. And
Yeah.
I'm never going to come to your house and be like, Psh, or your decorations, or oh my God, it looks like Santa Claus barfed in here. I don't care either way.
No.
If it makes you happy, that's your house. You do what you want to do. What I don't like is when people come out and they're like, oh my gosh, we haven't had the turkey yet. Turn the Christmas music off. Do what they want to do.
I came in the other day, and you guys have heard in the morning. Sometimes I'll listen to jazz, and as I'm doing reports and trying to think of reasons not to kill you both, and I was
need
I was
jazz.
listening to the Charlie Brown music
Yeah.
for and that's just jazz piano through most of that.
Yeah.
But it was the Christmas one, and I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I still need to send you that link I was talking about. It's like 8-hour loop of Christmas jazz
yeah,
music.
yeah,
It's- I put it
yeah.
on all the time in
Yeah,
the background.
I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, decorate away. I'm all for
Please
it.
do.
Okay, and then the last question.
Just feed me. That's the only, as long as I'm fed.
Last question.
Yep.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Ooh, good one. I forgot
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. When he
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think so,
it's a
too.
He even gets in the limo and complains
Well,
when
it's Christmas in the movie.
It's snowing the whole time.
He complains in the
There's a
movie.
Christmas tree in the
it's
movie,
in
dude.
California, dumbass. It's not snowing the whole time.
No,
That's the
there's-
second one.
So that is
That's
the one
the
I'm
second
thinking
one.
of.
Dude,
So I'm thinking of
I gotta
the
tell
wrong
ya,
one then.
You know, it's. I'm waiting to walk into a room and find you eating pins. Sometimes
Paint chips.
Yeah, just chips. Dude, you got to stop talking.
I know.
And
That's
so
my job
anyways-
to talk on here.
Anyways,
This is, just so you guys know, this is priceless. I love this.
This is pretty normal. That's
No,
what
he
it is.
gets in the limo because Argyle picks him up, and he says, he's got Run DMC playing, and what Bruce Willis doesn't realize, it's Christmas in Hollis or Christmas in Queens. I can't remember the name of the track, but it's a Christmas rap song. And Bruce Willis says, "Don't you have any Christmas music?" He goes, "Man, this is Christmas music." And turns up Run DMC's Christmas song, and so it's a Christmas movie, man.
So
Yeah, pay attention.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you told me because you were the one that commented last time. So the second one's the snow one.
Second one is there's a bunch of snow, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But the
I
first
wasn't
one's,
born when that one was made, so that's why.
Well, then stop getting things
How are you-
wrong. Don't comment on it.
I'm not very smart.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but even I know that.
Yeah,
And
but you're
then-
older than me. By like a
And
year
then somebody
or
put
two.
on there, I was looking at the comments, which
Jeez
shows that they're
Louise.
thinking with the same brain that McFarlane has, and they're calling they're calling it Yamaguchi, or they're
Yeah,
calling it
it's
this.
okay, okay,
It's
leave-
Nakatomi.
Nakatomi.
It's Nakatomi.
Leave Gary alone. He was doing quick math for us on that. He didn't.
He was
Google
doing
it.
his
He
best.
He didn't Google it.
I did
If
my
I'm
best.
He admitted-
I did my best.
if I'm picking
Yeah, but
on
that's
one of my
normal.
most beloved
That's
sons
normal.
here, then I'm going to pick on
He
all of you
loves
guys.
me.
I'm going to pick on all of you guys equally.
They really like
And
me.
if I remember right, I think Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think Lethal Weapon starts around the Christmas holiday, and in fact, I think when Mel Gibson hides from Gary Busey in the house, I think it says something like "Only us good guys here," and they did it with kind of Christmas decorations or something like
Yeah.
that. But,
Yeah.
It
there's-
puts you in the mood
Sure.
for Christmas stuff.
to,
Oh, absolutely.
to see somebody shot. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's just No, I know those are fun Christmas movies. For me, it's the classics for me are It's a Wonderful Life that I watch every year. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, which I watch. The Muppet Christmas Carol,
Yep,
which
I watch that every
love
Christmas
that
day.
one.
every
Everyone.
year.
Yep.
Christmas Vacation, the scene where
Classic.
Chevy loses his shit. And
Where's the Tylenol?
Where's the Tylenol? Yeah.
That's you at least once or twice a week. On us.
if
Yeah.
not more.
No, no,
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
We
three or
try to
four.
limit it.
Yeah.
So we worry about your health.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And remember how he's talking about his boss in that during that rant?
Yes.
That's me talking about Ryan. Yeah, it's just
you know what I want? Good, dirty rat.
yeah.
Oh God.
Mindless, dickless, spineless.
No.
Yeah.
What does he give him? Like
A Jelly of the Month
Jelly of the
Club.
month. That's what it is.
Jelly of the Month Club. And let me, if Smith's listening right now,
I hope he
You're
is.
gonna get a Jelly of the
and
Month Club
one Jelly of the Month Club thing comes to the Leon household, we're gonna have a problem here. It's gonna go from that to the Lethal Weapon. So.
Ryan, if you're watching and you're not saying anything,
No, all those
Do it.
are
Do it.
all those are great. But I love that stuff. I'm a big
Well,
fan.
and then we'll throw
Sucker
one.
for it.
Yeah, me too. Well, and I grew up with it, so I've
Same.
always liked
Yeah.
it. The good Christmas smells, the pine, the whatever. And so one thing I'll throw towards the audience, throw in some comments of some more controversial movies that are holiday based, whether it be Halloween, Christmas, whatever. Just those are always kind of fun.
I don't think there's
to get.
I don't think there's any for Halloween though. I think everybody has this is a Halloween movie, or I don't think
Well,
there's any
yeah,
conflict.
maybe. But like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, that's a Christmas movie to me.
It's a Thanksgiving.
I'd say
Yeah, that's what I
Thanksgiving.
mean, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
So it's a holiday movie.
Yeah.
because he's got to make it home.
Home
for
Alone's a
Thanksgiving.
good one.
Home Alone's
Home
Christmas.
Alone's a good one.
But those
Yeah.
are obvious. I'm talking about controversial ones like the Lethal Weapon, the Die Hard,
Yeah.
the other
where
ones
it's not the main backdrop.
right, where it's not like okay, they're celebrating Christmas. Christmas just happens to be going on in the background.
Somebody said on the last time you guys were talking about this, somebody said Gremlins, and they were absolutely
100%
correct.
correct.
Yeah, exactly. That's
They
what
were
I'm saying.
absolutely
Correct.
correct, and I had
100%.
forgotten that was, but no, it was. And in fact, there's a awful story in that of the female lead of why she doesn't like Christmas, of what happened to her dad. And when he said that, I go, oh, I forgot about that part.
Oh,
Because if I remember right, the dad dresses up as Santa Claus and gets stuck in the chimney. And you're just like, oh, no.
Groundhog Day is one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of like a
yeah.
holiday-ish one. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean just Bill Murray in general. Scrooge, that's a
Scrooge
great
is
one.
a good one.
Obviously
Good
a
one.
Christmas one.
Yeah, yeah.
But just throw some in there that we may not have talked about or brought up, and so we can argue about it on there. It's always fun to have the argument.
Love arguing about those.
or topics to have comments on. So other than that, guys,
Be safe.
Yeah, you guys be careful.
Take
this
care of
weekend.
each other.
Yeah, reach out to the LT phone if you're looking for shifts. The holidays coming up. You got kids. Everything's more expensive this year. It's probably not a bad idea to pick up an extra shift here or there to accommodate for some of that inflation. So, not that that's what it's all about, but it's important.
it's always nice to be able to do
It's
something.
nice to yeah. And I mean, we always do something here. Leon always takes care of us. Ryan takes care of us, and we always get each other stuff here at the office. So it's nice to be able to do that and strike sooner than later. That gives you time. I'm calling the kettle black here 100% because I'll Christmas shop like the week of. Part of that is once I buy a gift for somebody,
You want to give it
I
to
go,
him?
hey,
He's a horrible
Guess what I
secret
got
keeper.
you? Guess what I got you? And they're like, dude, it's like 3 months away. I'm like, yeah, nope. You come open it now, and it's not even wrapped. So
Yeah, I noticed that when you got me hair gel. Yeah, that
So
the backstory,
behind that.
He grew his hair out.
He was starting to grow his hair out a little bit.
Ch-ch-ch-chia.
And as it grew longer and longer, we wanted to do something special. We finally wanted to do something special.
Mm-hmm.
I had nothing to do with it, although I wish I had. And he bought him hair gel. So, not just hair gel, though. It was actually like the suntan
Sport
one,
hair
the sport
gel,
hair
yeah.
gel.
And now it's on Lieutenant Voss's desk. Another lost cause when it comes to
Another
hair
bald
gel.
guy.
Just a shorter one.
I asked him, I said, did you get your gift? He goes, the hair gel? I said, yep, that was for me.
That was it.
Yeah.
It got re-gifted to you.
Yeah, Leon didn't want it.
Again, guys, be
So,
careful, be safe.
Diego says he wants to know what all our favorite flavors of ramen noodles are, so he can get us those
Chicken.
for Christmas.
Any of them,
Chicken
dude.
and then add
Any of 'em.
chicken and add Velveeta
Man,
cheese
that,
to it.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
that
Best
one,
way to go.
those ramens, I put sriracha in mine.
That's good too, a little hot sauce.
Those ramens are still a comfort food for me.
Absolutely.
I probably only do it once or twice a year, but whether it's a pack of, what's it, Top Ramen, right? That's the name.
Yeah, I think
brand.
so.
Yeah, Top
the orange
Ramen.
chicken's the best.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do any of them, man. And
Beef's good too, yeah.
That and Campbell's chicken noodle soup are my
you
go-to
can't go
comfort
wrong with it.
food. Yeah.
Broccoli
I
cheese
can't
soup is
do
my comfort.
I can't do Campbell's chicken noodle. Just
I'm
like I
not
can't
sa-
do
Josh-
tomato soup.
Josh, I'm in
But
no way
ramen?
saying it's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Ramen's awful.
I'm not making a defense.
Yeah, my
I'm
ankles
saying,
swell up from all the sodium.
Yeah, I'm saying I will be on my way home after a normal Monday here.
Yeah.
It's
and I will be
cold
like,
and
I am
dark.
going to go eat garbage until I'm in a coma.
Yep.
And that's what I do.
That's my wife's go-to comfort when she's sick. A lot of people have chicken noodle, whatever. She wants ramen.
Same.
And
Same.
we'll add a
Ramen.
little steak and burger seasoning
Yep.
to it on the chicken one. And
I
it's-
just like, especially with the sriracha in it, I like
heat.
sipping the
Yeah,
broth.
yeah.
yeah. And
See,
stuff.
and that's I make mine. I don't use as much broth as everybody, so I'll cook the noodles and everything like that, and then when I go to put the packet in and the cheese or the sriracha and all
Strain
that,
it.
I'll strain a majority of the water.
I used to do the same.
or the majority of the
Oh,
broth,
see,
put it in.
As I've gotten
and then
older, I
and
like
then-
the broth
Me
more.
too. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. We used to go to my grandpa's, the one I was talking about. He called them grandpa's noodles. He'd buy that Velveeta block of cheese.
Yeah.
He'd cut that thing in half and put like 4 packs of ramen in there and mix it all so that cheese and chicken flavor
Yeah.
is phenomenal. Oh, and
Phenomenal.
this one's for James Jensen. We appreciate you, Jensen, out of KCATA. He said, if you don't mention me, I'm going to be real upset during the podcast.
I was waiting. I was
Have we
waiting.
been ignored? I'm not mentioning him. He's too big. Guy scares the hell out of me.
I've been waiting for
I
it.
was the
I
couch that
saw him today, and I thought he was going to put one of those big paws on me, and I think I pissed my pants. Yeah, no, I don't want. I feel the shadow behind me.
One of those Shamrock guards came up to, I won't say his name, he came up to me and said, hey, that big guy's in the lobby waiting out for something. I was like, who? And he's like, oh, he's like 6'5".
Dude.
Like, oh, probably Jensen.
When
He's huge.
When the great zombie apocalypse comes, I'm hiding behind him.
Yeah. Well, and if
Yeah.
they get him, you could eat off of his carcass for like 10
The
days.
man is a monster. Yeah.
Not to be too morbid, but
Like I was walking in, where did I just saw him this morning. Oh, I saw him out in the hallway, and we were doing range prep,
Yeah.
and he was doing CPR
CPR.
training. And so I'm in the hallway between the lieutenant's office and the squad room, and Jensen walks out of the
Ducks in
training
the-
room. Yeah, ducks out of the doorway and says, "Hey, Leon!" Ah! Just scares the
And
hell out of me.
He
I
walked
won't
into the
say
lieutenant.
Great guy.
He
Great
walked into
guy.
the lieutenant office during a break on the
Yeah.
CPR class, and normally everybody I have on my desk there's like a little half wall because it's
Yeah.
a half cubicle. He walks over and he leans over on it. I mean, it looked like he was like
Yeah.
just going all the way. And I was like, you can stand straight. It's fine. You don't have to do what everybody else does.
yeah,
Don't be uncomfortable.
He's from a city in the Northeast. I won't say where for his privacy, but that dude would clear a whole city block. Like they'd all go to the other sidewalk. You know,
Yeah,
you
he's
see
just a
people walking on the
monster.
sidewalks or the
You know, we
city
promoted
streets.
him, but when I was mowing over my decision, I don't know that I had a choice.
beat you up
yeah,
if you
he's just
did
gonna come
I don't think. I don't
tear
think
my arm off and beat me to death with it.
So there you go, Jensen. You got ample airtime today. So appreciate everybody's hard work out there, though. So people want shout outs, we'll give them to you.
Happy
We just gotta
Veterans
know about
Day. Everybody be safe.
So we appreciate everybody joining us today. Thank you guys again. Happy Veterans Day from everybody here at Titan. We appreciate everything you guys do. We wish you guys to stay warm because it is going to be cold.
Yep,
this weekend.
bundle up.
And then again, we're just going to send this last reminder, and then we'll bounce out and let you guys enjoy what's left of your Friday and your weekend. Monday this week, coming week, and Friday this coming week will both be pre-recorded videos. So keep that in mind when you guys watch them. You guys can still do comments. They will not be responding. We'll bring them up on the Monday after when I'm back in town. But they're pre-recorded. They're ready to go, and we will get them out to you guys so you guys have those. You guys can still interact and yell at us and make fun of us all you want. So we appreciate everybody stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your weekend,
Ciao.
and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.